There's a woman in the country. Her name's Tara Brach, and she has stuff, content on YouTube and writes books and stuff, right? And one of her books is called Radical Acceptance, and she talks about this. She calls it the trance of unworthiness. That's how she talks about it, right? And I'm just going to use some of the language I've heard her use, right? That at the core of this dichotomy of arrogance and shame, right? Our tendency to imagine or to actually think of ourselves as in a really high way, like better than others or smarter or whatever, above in some way or another. But anyway, the way she talks about it is that she comes at it from the core, so from the place of identity. So she describes us as human beings as partially being made of stars and partially being made of dirt, right? And she teaches people about meditative work. And when I say that, what she's doing is she's teaching people how to understand thought, what thought is, how to relate to the mind, right? But in this culture, when most of the time when people are referring to themselves, they're referring to their thoughts. So we actually don't know how to disbelieve a thought. So
instead of sharing how you feel,
if a thought goes by, if a person now is aware of the idea that I'm not okay, or I should have this, or I can't believe this, or look at what you did again, all that sort of critical narrative that happens, it is a reflection of an energy that is in the body, that is, you could say, reflecting that into the mind is a way of talking about it. So that would be shame. But because we don't know that, we're going to use language like, oh, I was beating myself up. No, that's not how it works. What was happening is you didn't know it was a thought. You didn't know that shame was there, the energy, the frequency of shame, and you didn't know how to just give that attention and grace and just allow that to be there, and then to just give it attention and just to relax, because shame actually is just a really uncomfortable energy that's in the body that needs our attention, non-judgmental attention, just to relax it, and it will go away. But because we don't really know how to relate to thoughts without getting all tangled up, right? Right. So that we consistently use language like that. Oh, I was beating myself up. Those are patterned thoughts that are related to the past, but in this very instance, they're related to the energy, the frequency that's in your body. That's shame. And so, typically, again, what we call a lack of worth is just an inability to disagree with a thought.
Yeah. And because we have no idea that's what's happening, we can't really do anything about it.
We're just being affected by it.
Yeah, it's just
believing it to be
us.
true. That uncomfortable, painful experience is there, and there's just nothing. We don't know what to do with it. Yeah, we're not.
And
sure.
we feed it with the cycle of trying to prove ourselves to ourselves, others, whoever it is, all external, chasing success, money, or validation.
Everything that we're doing is meant to stop that process internally. So we're actually engaged in all these processes to try to stop what's happening inside. So actually, we're really working to avoid fear and avoid shame.
Right. Discomfort. Trying to avoid the discomfort.
Because in reality, nobody cares what we're doing, what we're driving, what we have on. No, that's it. It's ridiculous. Nobody cares. We're not there. It's not really trying to get approval from who, from what. You see what I mean?
For what?
For what? Exactly.